Hi everybody, I'm Josh.
I'm Heather, and we are from Try Hard Enthusiast on Instagram. And I don't know what pickup number this is.
I have no idea.
I kind of gave up. But this is going to be our most recent pickup video for essentially like the beginning of 2021 for the most part.
Yeah, and we probably say this every time. This one's slightly smaller than the other ones, but let's face it, it's going to be like a 40-minute video anyway.
We talk too much.
Yeah.
We have too much to say. But just because there's a lot of reason and story behind a lot of things that we get most of the time. Some of the stuff is just impulse. Other stuff, there's something behind.
I made an impulsive one earlier.
Wait, what?
We talked about it and I ordered it instantly.
Oh, Biomutant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Not the big expensive ones. I'm not dropping $400 on that.
Aww. The cool statue.
Currently.
Alright.
I might change it later. We'll see.
You want to get started?
Sure. So first up is our only PlayStation Vita game. This came from Double Jump Video Games. Check them out. Their YouTube is actually Sick Cooper.
Yeah, I believe it's under Sick Cooper.
But they have a video game store over in Washington.
State.
Forget what city it is.
Vancouver.
Yes.
Because they always do the whole tangent about how it's not Vancouver, Canada, it's Vancouver, Washington.
Yes. But we got a couple of factory sealed games from them. The first one being for the Vita is Iconoclast, which is a cool little Metrovania.
I'm sad I didn't actually buy the physical when they originally had it, but I ended up getting the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, we got it free for PS Plus, so that will probably stay sealed.
Buzz. The next game, so this one was off of Amazon, off their used section, and it actually was on there for a little while before I finally decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. It was listed in acceptable condition, which I would say it's acceptable. The reason why I kind of waited on it was I was afraid on if it was actually going to be in halfway decent shape.
Yeah, you never know with those listings.
I mean, it... Okay,
again,
so...
we got Chrono Trigger the same way, and it's like freaking...
Yeah. I mean,
nice.
I'm not too hateful about the shape that it's in. It'll look a lot better once it goes into a protective case.
Yep.
But I picked up a complete in-box Monster Rancher Advance 2 for a pretty decent price.
Yeah, it's amazing what those protective cases can do to a box, which I'm looking over here for my old Game Boy games and they're not sitting here, so...
No,
they're up there.
They're...
I can't get those off the top. But those boxes sat in my parents' attic for quite some time in a junk box, essentially, and were slightly smashed and...
Some were folded.
Some were folded nicely.
Good, but some literally just...
Put them in a box protector and they kind of just reformed themselves pretty nicely, so... I'm gonna do that one.
Sure.
I don't know anything about it.
So this is another one. I ended up doing 2 orders off of Double Jump's website when they had the factory sealed games. One came in so far, and this is out of that order, and it is a sealed copy of Steel Princess. Steel as in like, I'm stealing stuff from you, Steel Princess. Not like metal Steel Princess.
Yes, has A, not E.
But it actually seems like a really interesting concept because you run around and you literally steal all of your weapons from other enemies. So you have that aspect with the puzzle. And it's an Atlas game, so.
Yeah. Next up, also from that Double Jump order, also sealed, is Okami Den. There we go. Honestly don't know a lot about this other than it's just kind of like a spin-off, I guess, of the Okami games.
Yeah.
Or is it actually a sequel?
Honestly, I don't know. I've just always...
But you play as like the younger pup.
I keep seeing the cute little tiny chibi... Oh, what's his name? It's like Omarashu or the...
First 4 has a figure of these guys coming out soon.
Yes, I know.
Very expensive. Very nice.
And
may or may not have ordered a first 4 figure set recently.
Let's say figure or
it won't come in probably for
ever
next fall. Maybe by the end of the year. We'll see.
It's all good. But the last DS game, or rather, the only 3DS game in this one, went to Five and Below because normally they have the $5 games, and figured I'd just pick up a copy of Adventure Time. Because Adventure Time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
Why not?
It's $5, so.
Can't beat cheap games.
No, you really can't.
So next up, this one. I can't remember if this is not an upgrade. This is just
No, we
the
just didn't have
only
it.
one in the series that we didn't have for PS3. We have it for 360.
Yep, we have
So
all
I'm staring
of
at
them.
it right now.
Yep.
But it's Bioshock. Not in the best of condition, but we can upgrade it. We'll find a better copy down the road.
Figure it's one of those things where it'd be fun to compare
It is
the
complete, and the
the
manual is
PS3.
backwards for some reason.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, the manual is messed up.
just a little smushed.
That's probably why it was backwards.
Yeah, actually, I think I put it in like that.
Yeah, trying to reform the pages a little
Yeah.
bit.
But I figured it'd be
Come out of there.
interesting to see how
This way.
the PS3 plays versus the 360. Because some games there are some differences in the
Some minor
gameplay.
differences.
This one. So
She about had a
Finally.
mini heart attack about this one.
I finally bought Tokyo Jungle. I can't even remember what the whole mail snafu was with this one. I think it just up and disappeared, like a lot of things have been doing
Yeah.
in the mail lately. But I got it from a US seller, pretty cheap. A lot of times with this game off of eBay, you're looking at paying 20 bucks to get it from Japan, which that's more or less what I paid for it. Oh,
Yep.
I didn't know that had a tear there. I need a new case.
Oh no.
I'm sad. But I didn't want to buy the US version of this because it was a 3-pack. I wanted just straight up Tokyo Jungle. So I
Yep.
bought Tokyo Jungle.
Next up, the final game in the Ratchet and Clank series that we needed, I'm pretty sure. I think this is the only one. I think this is the last one we needed.
No, there's another PS3 one, but it's a spin-off, so it's not technically part of the canon
Okay, well this
story.
one's part of the main series. We got this physical by getting a European copy. That's Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty.
From Amazon Canada.
The original version of this came as a download of a digital, I believe.
From no, it was it Into the Nexus or was it?
I think it was Into the Nexus. 'Cause
Yes.
This is technically before Into the Nexus and technically the end of the PS3 trilogy, which the future trilogy. Because Into the Nexus apparently is not part of that. It's just its own standalone.
Really
Yeah. At least that's what I've been reading. Which this is like
interesting.
a 7-hour game, I think people have said. So
It's pretty. I swear to God, Cat, you chew on his whiskers, I'm gonna chew on you. Leave it alone.
slight spoiler for what's coming up.
And our lone, so our only PS1 game.
Yep.
Another Instagram purchase from a friend, going through his collection, selling a bunch of stuff, and end up getting Kingsfield in the long box. Just another.
It's only like the 4th long box game that we have for PlayStation.
Yes.
Yeah, because the other 3 are up there.
Yep. And I think this is actually the best condition one that we have, other than, was it this? This is kind of coming unglued a little bit on the top.
There's a little bit of wear right there too.
That's fine. I mean, it's an old game. It's still in really good shape for what it is. But I figured FromSoft, trying to get FromSoft games.
Yeah. And then there's this. She had to have this.
So, picture this. The family computer is finally coming into everybody's homes. We're talking like AOL days, AOL discs and serials. And Chex decided to release a Doom clone called Check Quest. And Limited Run decided that they were going to come out with a big box version, and I had to have it. Like, I had to have it. I just don't know whether or not I'm actually going to open it or not.
Is the game actually? I thought they mail you a code for that or something.
No, it used to come on a CD, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean for this.
Oh, this? I can't
I can't
remember
remember
if
if
it's
the
this
code's
one.
in it or if they mailed you the code.
Well, one of the versions has it on a USB. Like, it's a floppy disk that folds out to a USB. But this game is actually free on Steam still.
Okay.
So you can get this game on Steam, play it as to your little heart's content. But it actually is a really, really good Doom clone.
This is a surprisingly good
And it's a lot of
game
fun.
for what it is. And for being a free game in Serial.
Yeah.
And
In the early 90s.
just the whole concept of it with the being a Doom clone, lack of gore. You kill things with a spoon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was like a spoon little
Like,
clicker.
it's so funny.
My only gripe with this, and I mean, it kind of adds to the jank that it was an early 90s game. The printing on this box is so blurry.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that they were charging for this, I'm just a little
But they probably did it to make it look more nostalgic.
That's what I'm thinking. But they made the actual logo like nice and crisp. But the picture itself, it's like they scanned it off of
They
a
scanned
computer
it,
image.
stretched it onto the...
But yeah, that's just something I'm really, really happy to finally have.
Yeah. Next up for the Nintendo Switch, also from Limited Run, which quite a few we got Limited Run stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really realize that until just
Pretty extensive. We have Panzer Dragoon Saga. Not Saga.
No,
Panzer
no.
Dragoon.
I wished.
Witcher Saga for the Switch. I mean, not much to say. It's Panzer Dragoon.
It was in release hell because they wanted to put the DLC patch on it.
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of upset because I ordered the Switch copy because that's all they had. I figured that was all they were going to release it on, physical. And then they started shipping those out and it's like, hey guys, here's the PS4 copy. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah, from what I've heard about it, people are... I mean... It is what it is.
I mean,
People aren't really too hateful on it. They're not really too thrilled about it. It's just kind of...
I'll play it. I'd probably end up getting the Switch.
Yeah.
It's the Saturn version of it.
It's the same old game, just a new coat of paint.
So a little while ago, the end of last year, I ordered 2 games on PlayAsia. One was a Switch game, one was a PS4 game. And the releases kind of got pushed back, but I picked up Morbid on the Switch. This is the Asian copy. No, this is the European copy, I believe. Yeah, because it's got the PEGI rating. Because we didn't get a physical of this in the States. So I picked up this, although the collector's edition of this actually looks really nice.
Really?
Yeah. But it's kind of like just another Soulsborne style game. Sure. I don't remember whose really.
I'm pretty sure I have this one. You got that one.
But another limited run game.
Yep.
So we went a while. It was probably last year, I think, was when we started getting.
Yeah, it was like springish.
For a little while, we were going on a Blaster Master kick of like picking up all the Blaster Master games. Oh, be careful, because the cards are in.
Yeah.
But limited run released both Blaster Master Zeros, which these were originally 3DS games, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
But it's kind of cool because
Aren't these remasters of the original ones or something like that?
That I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't.
I can't remember if they're remasters or like reimaginings of them.
This game was created using the original 1988 title Blaster Master.
Yeah.
Really?
Cat.
Because it would say right at the top. Well, this is a remake, but it's kind of cool because they all came with a paper sleeve that made them look, or makes them look like NES games.
Yeah.
Which we still
Which these are both for the Switch.
Yeah, we still have them sealed. Which, even sealed, the cardboard fits nicely around them. So, that was kind of a cool pickup.
So next up, recently Limited Run did blind box sales for their like end of the year blowout. I picked up a Switch Collector's Edition blind box and a PS4 Collector's Edition blind box. And for the Switch one, we got West of Loathing, which I'm very excited about because this game is absolutely amazing.
I'd say compared to last time we did blind boxes, and we got
I got Lumens.
Lumens and fucking Rockbosher, which
Lumens is awesome. The other game was meh.
yeah.
I have no interest in playing that. This, I don't know if I'm gonna crack this open or if I'm just gonna download the digital version. I kind of want to crack this open to see what's in it.
I'd be interested too, because I haven't even seen what's in the collector's edition of that.
For those who don't know, this is a stick figure RPG. It's very comical, very satirical.
And
And it's just...
it feels like Newgrounds.
It
makes me think
so
Newgrounds.
awesome. I'm very excited.
I end up not picking up anything from the blowout sale because my salty ass was trying to go for the Valhalla Collector's Edition and the 2064 Read-Only Memories, the Collector's Editions that magnetize to each other.
Both of which sold out before they even went live.
Yeah, I literally refreshed the whole time, and
they were also included in the blind boxes. And that's probably all they had. I don't know why they even had them up for sale individually.
But I was a little angry about that.
And the blind boxes went up for sale first, so they sold out on blind boxes, and that was it. They didn't have any of the other collector editions for the Switch because every single one of them, as soon as blind boxes were sold out, they were sold out too.
Which I'm a little...
At least it seemed that way.
Anyways.
Yep.
So the last thing that we have for the Switch, it's funny because I'm holding up your car, you're holding up mine. We managed to get both Mario and Luigi for the Mario Kart home circuit.
Oh, cat hair on these already is amazing.
Cat hair and just absolute dust. Like, these are magnet for dirt and everything. So.
Oh yeah. Surprisingly, our cats are not afraid of them.
Oh my god, it's a lot of fun. Granted, you need really, 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 really good Wi-Fi in order to be able to utilize your whole house.
And like, we have our house set up with mesh system, and we still were losing connection because...
And we don't have a big house either.
Yeah, if we got too far away from the main hub, it started to get a little
skippy.
It would straight up, the cars wouldn't move, and you'd have to go rescue them.
We also found that they can tolerate a decent amount of
elevation change.
Yeah, that. But it really depends on which way it shifts, and you gotta get enough momentum with some locations.
And also, interesting enough, the CC mode in the game actually affects how fast the car goes. We discovered this, she discovered this, because it starts you off at 50 cc. The cars are going really slow.
Yeah, he was bitching about it the whole time.
And
I was like,
is this all they do? And then she went through the settings and it's like, oh no, you can up the CCs for the race. And then the cars go a lot faster, and it's really cool.
Also, we found one of the best usages for this is simply just trying to figure out where the hell your pets went in your house. But, I mean, okay, so if you haven't seen the boxes or bought them yet, the game is free on the eShop.
Yep.
The whole price of the box and everything is just the cars, but they are extremely well made.
It's a little disappointing though.
They run really well. There could be a little bit more with it.
Well, the thing is though, eventually these are going to become just useless because the game will no longer exist once digital is closed down.
But even still, like, the touches on these things are amazing because the camera's got a better camera than most computers do.
The camera is really good.
And where it charges, it's so cute because rather than having like the stupid little plastic doors that are being held on with another piece of plastic, it's like the little gas cap. You just slide it up and the port's right there. Like, it's stuff like that that sells me on anything.
Yeah. And it's really easy to set up, and it's honestly just fun just driving around your house and not even doing the whole race setup.
I mean, the races were fun though.
Yeah. Did find out the race up is a little janky because when you set up your track and you go through like a doorway or something, sometimes the track will end up like partially in the wall.
It'll shift.
But that adds a little more fun to it because then you have obstacles.
Other than your animals.
Yeah. So next up is our only PS5 game. I kind of impulsively bought this. I really only bought it because it includes all the DLC. And I have the original version on PS4. Haven't played it, but it's Mortal Kombat 11. They did give it a little bit of a graphical overhaul for the PS5, but it's mainly just for all the DLC and all the characters.
So, I mean, if you were any sort of physical collector, you know, you want everything.
Yeah, and I believe it's on the disc and not a code. I'm not 100% sure though. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a code though, because that's how they do things.
Reasons. So, another one of the last two limited run games. So they released Indigo Prophecy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I have the Fahrenheit cover on the outside of mine, but I picked up Indigo Prophecy. It's not even a remaster, it's just a port. Although I do think they have a remastered, like a slightly remastered version out. But I've wanted to get this game. This is actually, remember when we got a whole bunch of games from your cousin? The PS2 games? This was one of them, and it was one of the games that was in the worst condition I was the most upset about.
From my cousin or from my nephew?
Nephew.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't know,
Words are
getting games
difficult.
from my cousin.
Words are difficult from your nephew, but yeah, that was one of the ones that I was upset that was actually damaged, so.
So I'm surprised he had that.
Me too, because it's not Call of Duty.
Yes. Next up is a recent release in the US, at least. This is Atelier Ryza 2. Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy. Weird name. So I haven't played the first one, so obviously we'll play the first one before we play this, but...
Best Buy broke Street Day.
Yes, we got this like, what, 4 or 5 days before it's supposed to be released?
Yeah.
Best Buy is weird.
We never get that lucky.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a cool looking game. Combat system looks more interesting than the other Atelier games have been in the past, which is why I think people like this one quite a bit.
No, the reason why people like Atelier Rise is because thick thighs.
Yeah.
Let's be real. People
Combat's
are perverts.
also better than
Yeah,
they have been.
I suppose. So the other game that was in my Play Asia order is Ghost of a Tale. And it's essentially just a stealth game where you play as a mouse, he's a little bard, and the whole game is just him trying to escape out of prison.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the gameplay of Little Nightmares, where your whole goal is to not get caught and just get through the environments.
And stealth games always appeal to me, so...
Yeah. So next up is the limited run blind box PS4 game that I got. When I got this, I was like, what is this game? And then we looked it up on YouTube, and it's like, this looks really fun.
It very much reminds us of Metal Slug. I had to think of it.
Yeah. But this is Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition. So, yeah, I'm actually really happy about this one because it just looks like a lot of fun. And I believe it was co-op.
Yes, it was like 4-player
so that's
co-op.
always a plus. And I mean, it just looks like a really cute side-scrolling.
I'm just glad.
It's almost like Blaster Master also, in a way.
Yeah.
From the looks of it, so.
I'm just glad we got 2 actual good collector's editions this time.
Yeah.
Compared
Because,
to...
I mean, Limited Run, they sell games based on popularity, but there's a lot of games that are just, I don't understand why they'd sell them, because they're crap. But, in my opinion, they're crap.
Let's say, everybody has their own opinion and likes their own
Yeah.
stuff. So, the last 2 PS4... Technically the last 2 PS4 games. There's one more. But, I noticed that these were on sale a little bit still. And they've actually been quite cheap for a while. But I figured I would go ahead and pick up the Fate, is it Extelia? I think it's Extelia.
Extella?
Yeah, that's an A. So I picked up Link and also the Umbral Star, because they were both in that like $40-ish range, which, I mean, honestly, for a hefty collector's edition like these, that's not bad.
No.
And they're still sealed right now. I want to open one of them. I don't know which one.
Like a tab?
Yes, they both have ribbon.
That's
Which
interesting.
I don't know if it'll pick up, but they have ribbon. And I want to say the
I wonder if they're
sides are
magnetic.
I think the sides are magnetic.
So it opens up this way. That's cool.
Like, the construction of these is really nice, and what they actually have in them, of course, the game, the art book. There's the cards for all of the servants, I believe is what they're called. And a poster, and that's pretty much what comes in both of these, just based on the different games. But I think, I almost want to say they're the Musou style gameplay, the Dynasty Warriors, which is very much different than Fate Extra, which was more rock, paper, scissors, dungeon crawler. So I'm kind of excited to get into those.
Yep.
Do you want to do the stack?
Sure, bring it over.
Oh, phone, don't go down. Okay. Let me talk about these first. Get these out of the way. So, I don't know if anybody knows the pain of multi-disc 3D or multi-disc Xbox 360 cases. I hate them.
Yeah, it's a terrible way of storing the discs because they're all just stacked on top of each other. That for 4-disc games, it doesn't even hold them tight in there. So the top one can pop out pretty easily.
So initially, I saw on eBay there was a seller. Now the main ones I was focusing on, you have Lost Odyssey, which is 4-disc, Blue Dragon, and Star Ocean, which are both 3 discs. So there was an eBay seller that sold Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon, where they did case art, and I actually had like a inner case art, but it's got the little
Barely shows up. There you go.
flappy door so that you can have multiple discs, which this is a great concept, but there's a couple flaws with the design. So needless to say, that didn't last very long.
It holds the disc well, but once you put manuals in there, it kind of pops out.
So my next option was Japanese cases, because they are actually designed so much better. So for example, I have Star Ocean here. And you see there's those 2 discs, and the third one is behind the cover art, and it's essentially the same size as a standard case and fits quite well. I mean, you have a little bit of bulging, but that worked out well for Star Ocean and Blue Dragon. Lost Odyssey, on the other hand, it gets, now mind you, I have the original 360 case art for the Japanese game on it, just because, as you can tell, it's
thick.
It's a thick boy, but it's because on the inside it has 2 doors, 1 disc per door.
Yeah, which I don't understand why they didn't just do the disc offset like they do on these ones. It would have made more sense, and they could have made it thinner.
But I mean, in a way, it's kind of cool having a case this big for Lost Odyssey. And I have the original case art behind the Japanese one. It's just there's so much of a gap because, I mean, it's made for a regular style case.
Yeah. Which we still have our regular cases. This is just a safer way of storing those discs without having to worry about them getting
Coming
damaged
loose, getting scratched.
when we use them. So in one of our previous pickup videos, we had this that we got from a used store down in Virginia that was pretty much fully complete, but it was missing the hint book.
And the map.
And the map. So after lots of searching, we found the hint book on eBay for a pretty decent price. It does have some edge wear, but other than that,
It's one of the better conditions.
The spine on the first couple pages are starting to come a little loose, but this is one of the things that she ordered that has been lost in the mail for
2 months.
Quite a while.
It finally showed up today, like literally today.
So, nice little piece to complete that a little bit more. And it's actually really cool. It's like a mini strategy guide. Like, I thought it was going to be like little tips and tricks, but it literally walks you through the game pretty much.
It is essentially the strategy guide for the game.
It even has like little maps, which is really cool for the dungeons, and it's nice. Very well done for being just an add-on to the game.
The funny part about that is,
I kind of see how that fits in there.
I got that because the eBay seller did a deal, and I got it for, I don't think that's gonna fit.
That does not even fit in there. How the hell?
I got it for a significant discount. So, mind you, I ordered it in the beginning, like literally the beginning of December, and today is February 1st. So 2 months went by. It finally arrived. I had already started looking for a new copy, which I found somebody on eBay who had it for half the price that it typically goes for. So I just left in my cart, and I was like, huh, the one I ordered started moving in the mail again, so I just kind of ignored it. Well, today they took like 30 or 40% off of it, so I have another one coming in the mail. I don't know what we're gonna do with that one yet.
Yeah.
But
it's not in as good a condition, but I mean, we'll have to compare them. Definitely the cover is a little bit more worn, and it has a crease on the back where this one, the back is pretty well.
But as far as like edge wear and dents and everything, it looks like it's in one piece.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Worst case, we hold on to it for a while and see what happens.
And then the last kind of like maintenance-y type thing, I guess is the best way to describe these. So I have Magna Carta for the PS2. And I originally bought the game, I think it was the game and the map, or the game and the poster from East Starland when we went that one trip. And then I picked up from the deluxe box set, can't talk, I picked up the manual to complete it because it didn't have the manual, and I picked up the like art book strategy guide type dealie that was in it. So the only thing I needed was the box, and lo and behold, the same eBay seller that I got the manual and the strategy guide from had the box. So now I have a nice complete set. Goes to show you, even if you buy like pieces at a time, you can eventually complete a game.
Yeah. Which is what we might end up doing with the extra of this. Just wait until we get another opportunity to get the full game and just piece it together and go from there. Which we still need to get the map for this one.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
I've only seen like one or two, and it's usually with the game. It's never complete. I think I've maybe seen one complete version on eBay, but it's usually like game and map or game and hint book.
Yeah, I feel like hunting for that is going to be the same as hunting for my box for Super Mario RPG. Still trying.
Still.
I just don't feel like buying another complete game. I almost have a few times.
Yeah, the bid wars go up low.
Unfortunately, the box itself goes for half the price of the complete copy.
Cardboard. Like, that's the problem with Super Nintendo, NES, Game Boy. They're cardboard boxes. Let's be real. When we were kids,
people throw them away.
You took all the shit out of the box, you maybe kept the manual, and you threw the box in the trash, because who the fuck was keeping that?
Yeah. I found a couple today that were listed as box manual and game, which these people had it listed as complete. That's not complete, but
it depends. Depends on how anal retentive of a collector you are.
It's not complete. But the boxes are 6 out of 10 conditions.
If that.
Like,
a lot of the ones I've seen lately, I wouldn't.
Yeah, they're not in great conditions, and they still go for 80% of the price. It's crazy what people will pay for really damaged games.
The sad part is, I think that Monster Rancher, other than
Did we
maybe,
do those on the last one?
maybe?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Well, here, we'll show this off right now, just because I can't remember.
I think we did.
I got Ratchet and Clank Pops. I don't remember if we put them on the last one or not.
I'm surprised they're still in the box.
Yeah, I know,
Why are they
right?
still in the box?
I have nowhere to put them right now.
But no, I think other than maybe the Atari Jaguar game, the Monster Rancher is our worst condition box that we have, and that's even better than a lot of the Super Mario RPG games
Probably.
right now.
Yeah. Like in a lot of them, the flaps are half ripped off, or they just
If they're
have
even
huge
there.
creases and edge wear. The labels are worn or ripped, and I mean, just the pains of collecting.
Very true. Very true.
Eventually, I'll get one. Actually, Double Jump had one traded in. Was it last week?
Yeah, but it had a hole in the
And like the front of it looked really good to the point where Cooper, the owner, he looked at it like, why is it so cheap? And his girlfriend's like, turned it over. And you turn it over and there's a giant hole in the back of it.
back. Like, ooh.
And like it is like hole and rip. And he's like, oh. Alright, so next up.
Jeez, you're not even gonna wait for the camera to start rolling.
So next up, this one's kind of funny because probably one of our first couple videos, we showed off the Play Arts cloud that came with the
Daytona.
the motorcycle, the first class edition, I think is what they called it. And then Square started selling the other main characters and a couple side characters as Play Arts figures. I ordered all of them but one because I didn't really want to order this one because he's not a character I really.
See, it's all
Care
because
for?
you didn't buy Rude.
Yeah. He's my least favorite character in the entire series.
Ooh, he has that fuckboy appearance.
Oh, Rude. No, I'm talking about this one.
Oh,
But
well, that's what I'm saying. If you
Yeah.
bought Rude,
Tifa was supposed to come out in November along with this one. Tifa hasn't showed up. Barrett did.
and we'll put in some
And
B-roll some.
Surprisingly,
Where?
it's actually a really cool figure. He's just not. The character just doesn't excite me. He's just.
Barrett's Barrett.
Even playing as him on the remake, you just shoot the gun and charge it, and like the gameplay is so dull. But I mean, it's a Play Arts figure. They're really, really good figures. I'm still waiting for the other ones, especially Sephiroth. Tifa supposedly has been changed to be released in January. I haven't seen anything, but I mean, January's over, so we'll
Thank
see.
you, COVID.
Yeah.
Alright, so I mentioned when we were going over PS4 games how
The
you need to scoot over it a little bit. There we go. Scoot over like you love me.
yep.
Oh. Well, anyways, so when we were talking about PS4 games, I mentioned that there was one more game that I did not show.
And the cat was trying to eat the whiskers.
He was trying to eat the whiskers on the lovely Last Guardian
Trico.
Trico. This is from the collector's edition. If you do follow us on Instagram, you would have seen that I posted the short. Oh, he's dusty. The short video, just kind of going over what's inside the collector's edition. If you didn't see that, check out Instagram. It's posted as one of the Instagram TVs or the IGTV
Yep.
videos, and eventually I will be posting it on YouTube. So
Yep. And it's fully complete,
yes.
and he's only missing one whisker. It's right up there, above his eye.
Oh yeah, he is technically missing. But even
Which-
no,
Is he missing more?
no, he's not missing any. The other side only has 2 as well.
Yeah, but there's a hole on the other side still.
No, he's only supposed to have 2. It's 2, 2, 3, and 3.
But there's a third hole on that side.
I think that's where the one was supposed to come out of, because if you noticed, that whisker isn't in the hole.
It might be a mispaint then. Okay,
I think
never
it
mind.
is. So he's good. Like that's one of the things
Yeah.
with this collector's edition. is typically the whiskers are always missing. So
Yeah.
that was how I knew this was
They're brittle.
worth getting. And we got it for mad cheap too.
Oh, from our local game store.
Yep, because he can't say no to somebody passing something up.
Nope.
Alright, what next?
You want to end with that, so...
Okay.
Also from our local game store, we went on a kind of a buying spree on player's guides.
Except for
'cause,
the two in the middle. So we're
yeah,
just gonna...
they had a bunch of them. Which one?
Those
Those
two.
two?
Yeah.
Okay. So first we got the Super Game Boy Nintendo book. This is just like a history of, I think.
No, it's all the Super Game Boy games, the different
Yeah.
like little tidbits that are in some of the regular Game Boy games when you put them in the Super Game Boy.
Yeah, it's kind of a interesting little book. Just something to add to the collection. I'll put these in here.
Because spoiler, we
Yeah, it
were
has a tear in it.
yeah, a little bit. We're planning on eventually doing a strategy guide video, so we were
Yeah.
trying to get a whole bunch of different.
Still trying to plan the details on that.
Let you talk about this because I know you love this game.
It's the unofficial Super Metroid guide. This is actually Prima, right? Yeah.
Yes, this
This is
the original
Prima back before, like when they started,
early '90s.
before they even started like teaming up with companies and doing official guides. It's black and white.
Except for turning.
Oh yeah, there's some color.
There's like 5 or 6 color pages.
But it's essentially a complete walkthrough of the game, shows all the secrets. It's funny because the maps in there, you can tell are actual screenshots, like frame by frame of the levels, and they're not lined up perfectly. But
Well, a lot of this stuff looks like somebody took a picture of their TV screen.
yeah. But it's actually a really good walkthrough. Points out all the secrets, how to get them, when you can get them, how to beat the bosses, like even down to how many missiles it takes to beat the bosses.
Which you don't see that with Prima guides nowadays. Actually, I take that back. Early 2000s, I would say, is when Prima hit that, like late 90s, early 2000s, Prima hit that
When they stopped
block
caring.
where their guides were kind of shite.
Yeah, I mean it's in a little bit, it's in rough condition, but still cool to add to the collection.
And so the next guide, it's kind of a rare guide. I'll go ahead and show it and explain. So this is the Versus book version of Final Fantasy VII. As most people know, the typical guide that gets referenced with Final Fantasy VII is the white covered Brady one. I'd say both of us. Versus is one of our favorite
Versus,
strategy
I like
guides.
Versus a lot.
My
Old school strategy guides.
Yeah.
Newer ones I like different ones better.
My experience with Versus started with Pokemon. I know yours was probably more so Metal Gear.
Mine was Metal Gear from my first Versus book.
But we wanted to get this as a good comparison to the Brady one just to see if there was any differences. And also this is a much rarer guide because,
Yeah.
I mean, most people went for the Brady one. Brady one was official.
I like this one a lot better because it's easier to... Like, the layout is better and it's easier to follow. Interesting enough, like, the maps and screenshots are identical in both books. I don't understand, I'm assuming there are things that are given to them from the publishers. But,
And then to kind of go along with getting similar guides that we already have just by different publishers, which I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently Piggyback made a Dragon Quest VIII guide. What was the original one's Brady or Prima?
I think it's...
I think it's Prima.
I wanna say it's Prima. I'm not sure.
But either way, got this one. This one's actually really nice. It's got... I still haven't quite figured out if this is a miscut in the pages or if it's because technically this folds out, you have the map, but I think this is supposed to be like a bookmark type deal. Because if you could tell,
Yeah.
it's folded to be able to put in the pages, so I don't know if that's why that's like that, but like a lot of like that and that and stuff.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But also I got it because you kept going on about how you wanted a better condition Dragon Quest VIII guide.
Yeah.
And that one's in better condition.
Yep. Also, a little bit better layout than the other guide. Still, same maps. So, I really think
Theories.
that the guide publishers get their maps and stuff, basically hand it to them and what they can use in the guide, because it's strange so many different guides have the same maps for the same game from different publishing companies. Next up, also from our local game store, this one I didn't know existed, but it's
I keep thinking it's
also
SpongeBob.
a Brady guide.
Unauthorized.
Yeah, totally unauthorized. Super Mario 64. Literally just a guide that shows you where every single star is and how to get it. That's basically all it is.
Probably one of the jankier guides.
But it's very well written because it's literally, here's star 1, screenshots, how to do it. But pretty much just picked this up out of nostalgia. I mean, I already know where most of the stars are.
Another one we picked up at the game store. Just because I wanted it. I mean, why not? But, it's Wario Land? Yeah, Wario Land Shake It. Personally, I like Wario more than I do Mario, because I mean, how can you not love that?
And crazy mini games.
And this one, well, no, this one is.
I know. This
like,
is before the mini games.
No, this is the Wii one. So this is like a standard, like, normal 2D Wario style game, which is why I really wanted to get it. And also because the art style in it, it's almost kind of cartoony in a way. It's really cool, but I figured it looked nice, and it's Wario. So.
And next up from our local game store.
So
was this one?
just a side note, the publisher for this guide, they make one of my favorite Pokemon strategy guides for the red and blue games, just because it is so jank. They use pictures from the Japanese Pokemon Stadium game. They use a lot of the Japanese names, a lot of the stuff's like, it is so jank, but the nostalgia is there.
Yeah. This is Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
By the same publisher.
Yeah. It is a black and white. But basically got it just what she just said. Like,
there's some guides that are just so good because they're hilariously bad.
Yeah, there's misspellings, all kinds of just randomness in it. Like,
if you ever get a chance to pick up a Sandwich Island strategy guide, do it. Do it on the cheap, because you will not be disappointed by the straight up jank.
and the last two, we can put these together.
Yeah.
So we already have these guides in paperback, but
Ooh, that's great.
our local game store had these on the shelf, and it's Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2. Hardback. This one is in pretty decent condition. That one has a little bit of roughness to it. This doesn't look like it was even opened and used. It's just...
This has a Play Arts ad for Lightning and Sarah.
Huh. Interesting.
But these are also piggyback guides.
Yeah. So...
Which, I mean, this one's not bad. For some reason, the front cover is bubbled, which I'm wondering if it just has a little bit of water damage or if it's just the style. But it's a little scuffed up. But, I mean, really, what can you expect with a white hardcover book?
Yeah.
They're gonna get dirty.
And I know a lot of people hate on these games. I personally I've played a little bit of 13-2 and a little bit of 13. But that's mainly because I just didn't have the time to play through them. But I mean, I didn't think they were terrible. They just weren't what people necessarily wanted. Which has been the trend with Final Fantasy games. I'm really hoping 16 is different.
It looks like it's gonna be
Speaking of which,
similar.
They're doing a event in like 4 to 5 days, something like that.
Ooh.
Yep. From this video.
Which is February 1st.
Yes. Currently it's February 1st.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if it's the 5th or the 6th. There's a countdown clock. But they're doing a live kind of YouTube detail event drop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, so the last item. Pretty much it's an Xbox. It's an original Xbox.
We already have one.
The one that we have, the disc tray is broken. Well, it's not broken, it just needs to be fixed. The rubber band's
Yeah, it
loosened.
needs some love.
And also we modded it, so I figured, why not just get an Xbox that would be dedicated to playing the games that aren't backwards compatible. And when we were watching one of the Double Jump videos the other day, Cooper had gotten in a Crystal Xbox in the box and mentioned how he bought it from Canada, which, if you don't know, living in the US, the exchange rate works in your favor buying stuff in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Pro tip. You just gotta be careful with games because you want to make sure that you're getting the actual US copy and not like the French Canadian.
North American copy, not French Canadian.
Well, man, it's one.
Technically it's North American. not US.
Semantics. So I went on eBay. There was 2 Goodwills, or 1 Goodwill, 2 Crystal Xbox auctions going on at the same time. One looked a little bit better than the other. I managed to snag the better looking one, and it came with an original clear controller and actually the Halo edition green see-through controller.
Which this controller is slightly yellowed. You can't really see that on camera, but
Yeah, the controller's yellow. The Xbox, not so much. It's mostly like on the sides. It's
which
got a
is
little bit of
kinda
yellowing.
typical.
But
Yep.
crystal clear Xbox works perfectly. It's actually in much better condition than the pictures led it to be, because we actually thought, so I throw this beefy boy around, thought it had a crack back on this the center back part of the top
Yes.
case, but it's in one piece. Disc tray works fine. It made a little clunky noises, but
I mean, they're old. Probably dirty.
yeah. But other than that, it works really good. I'm thrilled for the price that we got it for.
Yeah, like I said,
Other than
the dumpster fire.
my dumpster fire in the background as he's been...
Who's not lit up now?
No! There we go. The dumpster fire.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's just a
but-
little hard to see on camera.
no, well, he's enough of a blinking,
Yeah, let's bring him forward so people
but we don't have anywhere to sit him.
And just show him off. Like, it's literally just a dumpster with fire that
And you tap him,
he lights and blinks.
he blinks like fire. It's the greatest thing ever. It's the best $40 I ever spent. Yes, he was $40.
Yeah, well. There we go.
But yeah, that I think is everything on our short pickup video that's still gonna end up being like an hour and 20 minutes long.
I said it was still gonna be long, even though we don't have as much.
No, but we bought a lot of more meaningful stuff, or stuff that had a lot more of a story behind it, I feel like this time. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you like our content, be sure to follow us on Instagram. We're getting fairly close to actually having 1,000 followers on Instagram. It's exciting. We're getting ready to hit that 800. So
Moving on up.
I think by the end of the year we should be able to hit 1,000. Kind of excited about that. We also do have a Facebook page that more or less just mirrors our Instagram page if you don't have Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right now we've been doing a playthrough of the Ratchet & Clank series in preparation for the PS5 release.
Yeah.
We're almost done with the first game.
Getting close. We have 5-ish more planets. Well, technically like
No,
3 more
it's
planets,
like-
but you visited one like 3 times.
Yeah,
So,
that's kind of annoying.
yeah.
But we're playing through those. Hopefully. I don't know if we're going to get done before the game's released, but we would like to play through
Technically,
the
they don't
games.
have announced the release date yet. So,
Well, it was They wanted
It's
to
supposed
release
to be
it,
PS5 release window.
which was March, I think, technically.
Yes. Either March or April, so we have 2 months or so, at least.
Gotta start cracking down on that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I also have a lot of other random content, especially on the Instagram page, so subscribe, follow,
Yep.
join in on conversation. Got anything else?
No.
No subscribe?
Subscribe.
Alright, until next time, guys.
See ya.